Shalom, shalom. Before I begin, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. And peace and blessings to all you brethren teaching His word in all sincerity and truth. It's Brother Dama Gabari from GMS Los Angeles with another lesson. Lord willing to edify and give you warning from the Most High. All right, this is an article from Zero Hedge titled White House Readies Emergency Decree as Nationwide Rail Strike Looms. And it's like no matter where you turn, no matter where you look, there's nothing but bad times heading here towards America. Now, this situation could get handled, but it could not, And this is a perfect opportunity for these elites to further, crash this economy, to stress out you American people. To put a hit on all of these commodities and, to further the food shortages, the hard times, more stress, more desperation, and, further hurt this economy, which is all part of these elites' plan to bring you people into a new world order. It'll make it that much more easier to starve you people out and bring you to your knees, to have you begging them for solutions and for answers and for peace. And this is just, further showing you just the hard times that's headed here to Babylon the Great, which is why, as some are forecasting, that 2023 will be the year from hell. So I'm going to read a little bit of this article, just drop a couple precepts, won't be long, but just showing you, hey, this is just, more hard times that are headed towards Babylon the Great. The more that, the land of plenty is about to be, the land of not, a lot of people have this normalcy bias that America is always going to be this land of plenty. You're always going to have, food readily available. The stores are always going to be stacked with produce and fruits and vegetables and microwavables and, alcohol, flour, wheat, because I was, it's funny too, because the other day I was just scrolling through YouTube, did a little shorts, and it's just, the amount of, I just noticed like the amount of food videos that just pop up over and over again, showing these people just, frying up chicken, cooking up all these massive meals, just, going on there, putting together these extravagant and weird recipes of just the abundance of food and cheese and meat and bread and, ooey gooey goodness, man. But little these people know in the near future, those things are not going to be available like that anymore, man. All of you people that's making, foodie videos, food porn, all of you people that's making a living off of going to these different restaurants and stuffing your face full of food and raiding these different restaurants is about to come to a screeching halt pretty soon, man. And there's going to be a lot of empty stomachs and a lot of, starving people out here pretty soon. All right. Because a lot of the crops, the crops that should be planted and that should be getting reaped for the near future are not in the ground, man. A lot of these farmers are being told to stop farming. A lot of these cattle are being destroyed. Chickens are being slaughtered, a lot of the hard weather conditions and flooding is doing a major damage on these different producers of food around the earth. And, these Americans are just not aware that, this place is about to be dried up pretty soon, man. And this situation with this railroad strike is not going to make things easier. All right. It says President Biden and senior administration officials are working with others in the transportation industry, which here in America, transportation is huge. Truckers, workers, shippers. That's how the majority of the goods are brought to your local neighborhood Walmarts and Targets and grocery stores is through truckers and transportation workers, man. And a huge part of that is brought on ships, like right here where I stay, you got the BNSF every day, literally when I'm driving to work in the middle of the night, I work the graveyard shift. When I'm going to work, I see the trains, the trains being filled with cargo, all those shipment containers, those ship containers are just loaded up on the trucks, as far as the eye can see. Even when I go home, you still see them loading up containers. I actually work in a transportation sector, and just the amount of goods that's constantly being shipped through this country is ridiculous, man. And now once that transportation mode, mainly through these rail strikes goes on strike, man, hey, a lot of things are not going to be coming in. This is going to show you. It says President Biden and senior administration officials are working with others in the transportation industry, including truckers, shippers, and air freight, for contingency plans. And a contingency plan is like a plan B, plan C, outside of the original plan, which is these different, goods and services and commodities being shipped via the rail service. It says if a rail shutdown materializes at the end of the week, a White House official told Bloomberg, and that's going to do what? Let's say this thing goes on, it drags out for longer than just days, and it goes on for weeks and months. That's going to cause a lot of it's going to cause more inflation. Things are going to get even more expensive because the things that are in high demand are going to be in short. They're not going to have that many of it, so therefore it's going to cause the prices of these things to go up. So it can further zap the savings in the pockets of a lot of these Americans, which a lot of people, man, are doing bad right now. A lot of these people, citizens here in America, are, going into credit card debt just to buy groceries and to pay their bills. How much more are they going to hurt if all of a sudden there's a sudden surge in the price of these things, and it becomes more scarce. It says the administration is trying to understand what supply chains could be disrupted the most and how to utilize other forms of transportation to ensure commodities and consumer goods continue to flow across the country. Yeah. Because once those things aren't flowing, man, hey, that's going to cause stress. That's going to cause anxiety. That's going to cause, more and more people to suffer. It says more than 100,000 railroad workers could walk off the job on Friday if freight rail companies and unions don't reach labor agreements. We noted that 29% of all U.S. freight moves on the rails. Half the cargo is bulk commodities such as energy, food, chemicals, metals, and wood production. The other half is shipping containers of consumer goods, you see? So you can see just how hard, the average, the country can get hit if these things come to a standstill or they're halted, It says, a work stoppage would cost the U.S. economy $2 billion per day in supply chain disruptions. It would be the best optic for the Biden administration ahead of the midterm election. So you can see just how serious this thing is, man. And my thing is, the elite, they're looking to, not let this crisis go to waste. They could drag this shit out for, Lord knows how long, so that they can get the results that they want, which is to further bring the American citizens to their knees, to irritate you, to agitate you, to cause more, fear, more mayhem, more destruction, more, violence, man. So, hey, we're going to see how these things are going to go. Because one thing about, these people, man, hey, you take away these people food and their right to eat every day and stuff their faces, man, that's going to just going to do some things. Let's see. I want to read down here. I'm not going to read a lot of this. This is, let me see. It says Amtrak warned passengers that interruptions could begin today on its national network as it removes trains on 3 long-distance routes to avoid possible passenger disruptions while en route. These adjustments are necessary to ensure trains can reach their terminals prior to freight railroad service interruptions if a resolution in negotiations is not reached. See? And look down here, it says the top freight, right? It says top freight, corn, wheat, and soybeans dominate U.S. agricultural rail shipping. So a lot of the things that's on these railways and on these trains are what? Corn, wheat, soybeans, which corn is used in every goddamn thing. Wheat is used in a lot of products too, a lot of your bread, a lot of your pasta, a lot of your different things like that. Soybeans, soybean cake, flour, meal, lumber, mixed loads of food, corn syrup, grain, NEC, liquor or water products, feed, animal, fish, and poultry. So everything could be drastically affected by this shit. And it's going to do what? Cause further strain on the economy, cause further strain, on food production and how much you can eat and what you can't eat. Like I said, liquor, that's going to be less alcohol coming in here, man. And one thing you have to remember, man, America is a very, very rich country, man. So you have shipments of shit coming in here nonstop all day, every day, man. Which is why if this thing continues to happen the way that it is, it's going to be mad shortages, man. People are going to be vastly affected. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse, where was I? Where is it? There we go. Second Ezra 6:22, and it says, and suddenly, see, suddenly, and this whole freight halters could come suddenly on Friday, man. And who knows how long before they, reach negotiations. These guys who are in negotiation positions could be brought off by these elites told to look, drag this shit out, man. Don't make it easy. Continue to let these people suffer. Don't abide to these guys as the will of these unions, and let's make it real difficult. Let's shut shit down a little bit more. It says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. See, and that's what's going to happen if these freight stop running, these trains stop running. Like I showed you all the different commodities and things that are being constantly shipped upon these rail trains every day. So suddenly could, the liquor stop flowing, all of the commodities and the energy and all the things that's coming on these trains could suddenly be just halted, man, which means less for you, which means the stores are going to get hurt. Businesses are going to get affected. Your pocket is going to get affected, and everything that goes along with it. So, hey, this is just something else to keep our eye on, man. Showing you that the Lord ain't letting up on Babylon the Great, man. This place is, getting hit, man. And we pray that it continues to get hit because this place, needs to be destroyed, man. This is a second Ezra, and this is the mind frame we have to be prepared in, man, that, we know through the Spirit that this place, is going to fail. The Lord's going to call Babylon to fail in every work. That things like this are going to become more and more the norm. Things are going to get more expensive. It's going to be less, less abundance, less access, less abundance, less, things are going to get more and more expensive, man. Shit, everything is fucking expensive. You go into the store, just like, week after week, the product that you brought one week, the next week you go in there, the prices went up a little bit, man. So it's happening like that all around this place. And we have to be in the mind frame to know that, look, man, stop having your mind and your time and everything that you have and you invested in America because it's circling the drain. This place is about to, change very dramatically in the next, starting 2023, even towards the end of this year. So you have to be in the mind frame of wanting to get the hell up out of here, hastening the day, having in your mind knowing that, look, the way that things are right now are not going to always be this way. Things are about to get very tight, very serious. Food is going to be scarce. The love of many is going to wax cold. The cost of living is going to skyrocket. Availability to goods and services and water is going to be very hard to come by. So we have to be prepared spiritually and mentally for these days to come. And that we're, doing what's right by Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua to be delivered. It's the second Ezra 16:40. O my people, hear my word, make ye ready to the battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. You see? Because more and more evils are going to come upon this place. More shortages, more hard times, more inflation. They're going to do away with the dollar pretty soon. These stores' shelves are going to be empty. A lot of these, what do they call them? Food banks are hurting right now. We know that a lot of the grains and, fertilizers and the things that are needed to grow crops around the earth are too expensive for farmers to use. Out here in California, all these mega droughts, man. A lot of places in China, too much water, too much flooding. So everything's being affected and hit, man. So we have to be in the spirit of being like pilgrims, man. Just moving around, moving from place to place, not, having our full assurance here in Babylon the Great. It says, and he that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose. He that occupieth merchandise as he that have no profit by it, and he that buildeth as he that shall not dwell therein. So you just have to be in the mind frame that, look, man, you can't have your full, trust in this place, Babylon the Great. It's like a cottage that's teetering. It's like a sinking ship, man. Now, of course, you got to work, you got to make money. But if you got businesses and you thinking that your business is going to thrive and you're going to survive here and you're going to constantly be able to build and have, full assurance and hope in this place on any level that it's going to be that way, hey, you're going to be sadly mistaken. All right. If you trust it in this place to that degree and not in the Most High, because this place is going to certainly fall, man. Things are about to get, take a turn for the worse pretty soon. So you have to have it in your mind that, look, yeah, I know I have this job. I may have this business. I may have this much money. I may have this, that, and the third. But I know that I can't fully have trust in this because And one day that shit can totally be taken away from you, or it can just be vanished, or it can disappear, or it can fail. It says, he that soweth as if he should not reap, so also he that planteth the vineyard as he that shall not gather the grapes. They that marry as they that shall get no children, and they that marry not as the widowers. And therefore they that labor in vain. Yeah, you laboring here in America to try to, continue this high value lifestyle and have businesses, and you building houses, and you got all these businesses, man. You ultimately laboring in vain, because the end of it is it's all going to go to zero. These devils are going to pull the plug on it eventually, man. And everything that you trusted in here in America is going to fail you if that's where your trust is, and not in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. It's going to be like that on every level in the society pretty soon, man. Again, that's why 2023 is going to be deemed a year of hell, man. It says, for strangers shall reap their fruits and spoil their goods. Right. That's because ultimately that's what Esau is going to do on a grand scale when he totally collapses this economy. Everything that you have built up and everything that you have gained here is going to eventually be overthrown. It's going to be taken from you. The government be able to confiscate it and take whatever the hell that you have and claim it for themselves. It says, and overthrow their houses and take their children captives, for in captivity and famine shall they get children. And they that occupy their merchandise with robbery, the more they deck their cities, their houses, their possessions, and their own persons, the more will I be angry with them for their sins, saith the Lord. You see, because you're ultimately going to be putting your trust in the system that the Lord has deemed to destroy. And that's why people need to be ready for this battle, man. That's why we're out there on the highways and the byways telling you, Jakes, going into prophecy, telling you what's to come, telling you that America is circling the drain, and that these evil times of great death, famine, and destruction is coming here on Babylon the Great. And for you to prepare your minds for these things and to get right with Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, so that these days won't overtake you as a thief, man. Hey, but as we can see, man, it's not going to get better here in this society, man. As these devils try to bring in this new world order, things are going to get progressively worse and worse until eventually it's just going to flatline and collapse. Why the hell do you think these elites are, getting up in their bunkers and getting the hell out of Dodge? Because they know that all hell's about to break loose here on the soils of America and around the world as they collapse the system as we know it and bring in this new world order. And a lot of it is centered around you starving to death, you not having enough food, water, and access to, things that you have easily have access to now. They're going to put you in straits. They're going to play on your flesh until you're going to come begging them for this new world order and for that charagma, man. So, hey, with that, Lord willing, you were edified. I just want to give out a warning on this, something that we should keep our eye on. It may be something big, it may be something not, but it's still something that we need to look at and, see with a spiritual eye and give our people warning from Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. So with that, Lord willing, you were edified. To the next one. Shalom.